you may get a bit depressed and see him going off and you're not able to go anywhere. You're stuck with the baby's on you, feeding all the time, around the clock. You can't even take a shower, you can't do anything. So that creates a lot of resentment. Those first 6 weeks, something really magical is happening and you can fall asleep very easily. But when the meal comes in, oh my God, it's a feeling like you've never experienced before, and you need to burp them after you feed them, and it takes a very long time to burp, and then you have to sit them up for 10-20 minutes, maybe even more. So then this feeding time can take anywhere from 45 minutes to 1 hour plus. Today I feel inspired to talk about what it's like to expect giving birth very, very soon and life with a newborn, because I've had this conversation yesterday in the office with one of my colleagues who's expecting his first baby in the next few weeks. And oh my God, I can see that he's nervous and yeah, he doesn't know what to expect. And I wanted to give him a heads up because it's a he, so his wife is waiting for the baby, obviously. And yeah, he's welcoming any advice and thoughts on this matter. And I really feel inspired to talk more about this because I know what it's like. I've been there a few years back when I was pregnant with my toddler. I've mentioned this in other videos, but the fact that I was listening to these pregnancy meditations, and I'm going to link them again to this video, helped me so much deal with the anxieties about the pain of giving birth, what is going to happen down there, the tearing and the pain, and dealing with the aftermath, with coming home with a baby that I had no idea how to deal with, because I had no clue before that how to change a nappy, especially for such a small baby. They are so small, and to give them a bath, oh my God, bath time was First of all, this is mainly for those of you who are going to have a natural birth followed by breastfeeding. Yeah, because in case you didn't get it from my other videos, I really wanted to have a natural birth. I wanted to experience birth. I wanted to experience breastfeeding. It happened so late in my life for many reasons, and I will disclose them at some point. But I wanted to experience all of these things. Since I'm going through such a life-altering, such an amazing experience, I wanted to fully experience it. And that's why I wanted to go for a natural birth both times, and breastfeeding as well, and extended breastfeeding. So giving birth, you're waiting to give birth now in the next few weeks. Mindset is so important. Listen to these meditations. Connect to the baby, talk to the baby, and trust that your baby will know how to navigate through the birth canal, that the baby will position itself in the best way to be birthed, that your body will be able to take the pain of giving birth, that your body will not give you more pain than what you are able to handle. And just visualize the baby coming down through the birth canal, and then the baby coming out, and your reaction to seeing the baby and the baby crying. I would do this all the time, every day. And then imagining the baby coming on your breast and starting to suckle. Because it's so amazing, and it's very likely that this will happen to you. It's very likely. And especially now with the medical care nowadays, it's very, very likely that it will happen to you. So then you give birth in whichever way it will happen, because many unexpected things can happen, like it happened in my first birth. I wanted to have a water birth, but then I ended up having an epidural, an episiotomy, and yeah, things went a bit sideways, but still okay in the end. The second one was amazing, amazing. And I'm gonna link the stories to these births in this video as well. So you give birth, expect the unexpected, prepare for the worst, and hope for the best. But now you have the baby, right? And it's so little, and hopefully he's healthy and he came on time and everything is fine. And you're home with the baby the same day or the following day or the following few days. And then, okay, so how do I change a nappy? The baby is pooping black poop and is going everywhere. And if I have a boy, the wee is gonna go everywhere when I open the nappy. Oh my God. And in the end, somebody showed us, a midwife showed us, my husband and I, how to change a nappy on our own. So basically holding the legs and then do the other things with one hand. So holding the legs up with one hand and then doing everything with the other hand. Because the first few times I was asking my husband to hold the legs and he would literally hold the legs like this. And I would go in there and do my thing and put the new nappy. And we would get peed on all the time. I have countless memories of my toddler peeing on myself and my husband or both of us and everywhere, including his first bath. I remember my husband had this yellow jumper and my toddler, then the baby obviously, started wee-weeing during the first bath and it went all over him. Oh my God, obviously we started to laugh. But again, bath time it was very challenging for me, giving a bath to a newborn. And I think I also didn't have the right tools, and it was also winter, it was cold. So luckily you don't have to worry about it for about 10-11 days, maybe even more, until the stump falls off from his belly button. So that's good. It's not an immediate worry. But when it happens, just make sure you have a type of bath seat like Angel Care that has a mesh, is inclined, because I don't think I had the right tools. And yeah, it was a bit difficult for me to handle. And also, it's good to cover him with a cloth, a towel or whatever you have, muslin, so that he doesn't get cold in the first few sessions of the bath. And you don't need to bathe him every day either. The guidance here is, I think, no more than 2 or 3 times a week. And I actually, in the first few weeks, I would give him a bath once a week. the second baby. And the first baby, I think also the same, about once a week. And now we give them a bath together every 3 days, 2-3 days, sometimes even 4. But yeah, don't tell anyone. Yeah, it's yeah. Sometimes it's difficult to manage time and other tasks. But during summer, obviously, it's more often. But now, because it's autumn, winter, it's not really needed to do it that often. And I remember that before I started bath time, I would watch videos on how to bathe a baby on repeat. Like hours, I would spend hours studying all of the movements, how to hold the baby. But you don't need that. If you buy this chair, and you can buy it second hand, and I bought it for £5, this Angel Care chair for the bath. That's perfect. And the only downside is that if you have one baby, you have to fill up the whole bath to give him a bath, and that's a lot of water. But if you have both of them, it's perfect. It's perfect. So if you have just one baby, maybe it's worth buying another bath where you put a chair. Yeah, a bigger, like a toddler bath, and then you can put a chair in that one, and this way you can bathe the baby. Or I think there is now, I haven't bought one, but there is this separator for the bath that you can put in the bath and you can fill up just half a bath. And I think that would probably be the best choice in this case. So that is bath time sorted, right? Now, going back to coming home with the baby, and he's so very new and so very fragile, and he's so very sleepy, because they are so sleepy in those first 2 days, 3 days, 5 days. They are really sleepy, but they wake up very often. Obviously they need to be fed. Now the challenge is, what is happening here? The problem is that you don't get your milk in until about the third day. And in the meantime, you have colostrum. They still feed on the colostrum. So I know that it may be challenging. You may think that they don't get enough milk, but I do think, and from what I read and what I watched from professionals, they get what they need in those days before you get your milk in. You don't need to supplement with something else or pump or do anything else. Just let things be. Obviously, again, another disclaimer here is that I had healthy babies of healthy weights, so I had no concerns, nothing with them, no, what is it called, this yellow thing, when they turn yellow, I forgot, but I'll put it on the screen. I'm sure I will remember. Sorry, I'm very, very tired. I didn't sleep very well the last few nights. Let the baby feed on whatever your body has until the milk comes in. But when the milk comes in, oh my God, it's a feeling like you've never experienced before. Your breast gets so full and so tender and so hard. So you can't miss it. You can't miss it. And the problem is with my second one, I didn't have this issue with my first one. He was too sleepy to feed. And oh my God, I was in so much pain. And I was just sitting there next to him and begging him, baby, please help mommy out. Help mommy out. And I was so sore. And I even called the midwife line, and they said, okay, you need to ride it out for the next 24 to 48 hours, and then your supply is going to start to adjust. And this is what I did. I had to actually hand express a bit just to relieve the pressure and to massage, because I think some of the ducts were clogged as well. Yeah. So this is one challenge: milk coming in. Just wait for the baby. Just be patient with baby to eat whatever you have at that moment in time for him. No reason to supplement with anything else. At least this is my advice. So I'm not a medical specialist, by the way, but I think I'm a strong believer that we should let nature take its course as long as there are no other problems around. Yeah. Now the sleepless nights. Of course, the babies are gonna wake up frequently during the night to feed, because they have small stomachs. They only get like a tiny bit of food in their tiny little stomachs. So they get hungry, and they get needy, and they want your comfort as well. And the problem is not waking up to feed them, because that doesn't take very long. Normally they recommend between 5 minutes and half an hour, I think. It depends how efficient the child is, the baby, how efficient the baby is. But the problem is that after you fed them, you have to sit them up for a bit so that the milk goes in and is digested, so that they don't so that the milk doesn't come out. And you need to burp them after you feed them, and it takes a very long time to burp, and then you have to sit them up for a good 10-20 minutes, maybe even more. So then this feeding time can take anywhere from I don't know, I think half an hour would be probably the least. So anywhere from 45 minutes to 1 hour plus. And then the cycle repeats. It's not like and they need to feed every 3 hours, but then you cut from those 3 hours the time that you burp them, you wait for the meal to be digested so that you don't have this reflux. And yeah, so that's the challenging part. But this tends to improve as they grow older. So after 6 weeks, they don't have so much reflux, and especially after 3 months, I've noticed they don't have so much reflux, and you don't need to sit them up for long. And the way I would sit him up was just putting him on my legs. So I was in the bed and putting the baby here in my lap, and I would rock him as well. And yeah, and I would watch, especially with my first one, I would watch lots and lots of movies and series. So yeah, be prepared with Netflix on your phone and enjoy catching up with your favorite movies and TV series. The silver lining that I want to talk to you about when it comes to sleepless nights is the fact that, I don't know why, in those first 6 weeks something really magical is happening, and you can fall asleep very easily. Because I've always tended to have issues falling asleep, staying asleep, and so on. But during those weeks, those first few weeks postpartum, oh my God, I would be able to fall asleep. After I put the baby in bed, I would be able to fall asleep easily most of the time. During the day, if I needed to, I would fall asleep with him. Otherwise, I can't really. Like now, if I wanted to try and have a nap, I could. So these are the challenges, 4 big challenges in those first few weeks. But obviously you have to deal with your postpartum symptoms as well, which is another story. I know it's challenging, but it can also be very beautiful. So again, it depends on your mindset. Just be prepared. Just be prepared to know that it's gonna be hard. Just enjoy the process. I know that it's difficult. And for me, the most difficult thing was the fact that I was stuck in bed for most of the time. As an active person, being stuck in bed and seeing my husband going off whenever he wanted, doing whatever he wanted, that was really hard for me. Really, really hard. Especially because I really like going out in the morning. I like mornings. I like the morning sunshine. Yeah, I haven't been able to do this for a few years now. But I know that at some point in a few years' time, I will be able to resume this habit. So at least then open a window, just look at the sun. If you have a garden, go into the garden for 1 minute. This is what I would do. And there's a bonus that I wanted to convey in this video is to prepare your partners for what's gonna come. Because sometimes it's very hard for them to see those changes in you and how you shut down, and you may get a bit depressed and see him going off and you're not able to go anywhere. You're stuck with the baby's on you, feeding all the time, round the clock. You can't even take a shower, you can't do anything. So that creates a lot of resentment. So yeah, seeing your partner sleeping next to you and having the best sleep of their life while you're wide awake feeding the baby, that creates a lot of resentment. So just prepare your partner that this is going to happen. You might have a lot of resentment towards him because of these things. You might have postpartum depression, which, by the way, I think it's a consequence of the sleep deprivation. Luckily, I didn't suffer from postpartum depression, although my husband argues otherwise, but I know I didn't, and I'm not. Yeah, just tell them to not to take it personally, just to, write it out and don't create more arguments because of your reactions, because of how you treat them, because you might treat them, I don't know, in a not so warm way. You might not be as loving as before. I don't know, are there any women out there who haven't experienced resentment towards their partners after giving birth? Because I'm really curious. I'm really curious. Oh, okay. Good luck. Good luck. I wish everything goes well with you giving birth and those first few days with the baby. And I do hope that my advice helps you, because it's a real experience, advice, and some of the things are things that I wish I knew before I had given birth. Have an easy birth and enjoy that little baby. Enjoy that little